Oh. Eubank against
Ben.
It ain't Nigel. It's his son, right?
Conor Benn.
Conor Benn. Conor Benn.
Sure it's not Conor McGregor?
I'm sure that.
Okay.
I think I got Eubank in that. I think by decision. I'll take that.
We gotta give us more than that.
I don't know. I think he's bigger. He's stronger.
I think Conor stops him, and I think Conor stops him in 6 rounds. But if this fight is to go past 6 rounds, this is a real struggle. This is like, I can't paint in any way, shape, or form this fight to not work out and not be a great fight. I think it's going to...
One of the most anticipated fights in British boxing will finally take place this weekend as Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn face off in London. The duo reignited the family rivalry over 30 years after their fathers fought to a draw at Old Trafford and 2.5 years after their own initial bout was cancelled. And months of heated build-up came to a crescendo at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Saturday, with the bout producing fireworks after several incidents between the pair in face-offs and press conferences.
It'll be an absolutely brilliant fight. I just can't see how it can't be. The styles will gel. You've got to understand that Conor Benn is not going to stop throwing punches. Conor Benn is going to be ferocious. He's going to be explosive.
Eubank Jr. has said that he will earn a straightforward win on the night, with the 35-year-old having fought 37 times to his opponent's 23 bouts, and the betting odds reflect that Eubank was favorite in part due to the size disparity between the two fighters, though Benn is yet to lose in his professional career, boasting a record of 23-0. As mentioned above, Eubank Jr. is the heavy favorite coming into the bout, and he heads into this contest having won his last 2 bouts via stoppage, knocking out Camille Serrameta in his last fight in October 2024. Jr. has 25 knockout wins, compared to 9 victories by decision, but the fact that Benn is the more powerful fighter could force Eubank to lean on his boxing IQ to see him across the line.
Yeah, Conor can be beat. I think that, the more I think about it, 2 things. Number one is, this is a great fight. Forget the narrative, forget the family history, forget the controversy, everything. This is a brilliant fight that you really can't, confidently say what is going to happen. Number 2, I've realised what a big advantage this is having this fight 2.5 years on. Stronger, emotionally, it's more stable, more resilient, bigger, sharper, everything. Saturday night, I believe we win. It's going to be tough.
Experience could tell here, with Eubank Jr. having 234 professional rounds under his belt and having gone the distance more often than Benn. Eubank would be smart to utilize his jab, superior footwork, and size advantage to outbox the more aggressive Benn. Benn is undefeated so far in his 23 bouts, having won 14 by knockout and the other 9 via decision, but the 28-year-old is making a jump up in weight for this fight, having spent most of his career at welterweight and super welterweight. That alone goes some way to explaining why he enters Saturday's fight as the underdog, and though he also possesses less experience in the ring than Eubank Jr., he does have some notable victories on his record, including wins over Samuel Vargas, Chris Algieri, and Chris Van Heerden. One key factor that could work in Benn's favor is that he is the more powerful of the 2 fighters, which is something reflected in the Eubank versus Benn odds.
Conor's been fighting with world-class opponents. World-class opponents. How can you go and stop an IBF champion who's fighting Canelo the following week? I'm telling you that now. I'm more confident in this fight than me and Senior. I'm telling you.
Though Eubank is the bigger fighter and has more reach, he will have to be wary of Benn's knockout power, while Benn will have to pick his moments to counter, mixing up his offense to put Eubank on the back foot. His all-action style, ability to find range, and obvious knockout power gave Benn more than a puncher's chance of recording an upset. Former world champion Amir Khan went the way of the size as he gave the fight to who had the weight advantage.
I've initially started off with Chris. Even though I wasn't impressed with his last fight, even though I think the inactivity of Conor for the last 15 months might affect it, even though I think he's the older fighter of the 2, I'm side towards Chris, but I'm going to wait until the weigh-in and give you my definitive answer when I see them both on the scale and see what they look like.
Same question to you, Adam, if you can.
Khan said, "I was saying Conor was going to win a couple of weeks ago. I thought that he was more of the aggressor, but then looking at the size difference and realizing he's going up a weight. Not up one, but maybe 2 weights. These weights are made for a purpose, and even though I went up and fought Canelo, I know the difference. But then again, Chris Eubank is no Canelo, but I still feel that Eubank has a lot more weight, more power, more strength, and the height and the size over Conor Benn. I've got him winning that fight now. Ben Shalom, Chris Eubank's promoter, predicted in favor of his fighter. Eubank Jr. stoppage, round 5 or 6, Shalom predicted. It's going to be a firefight. These two guys don't box on the back foot. They're not technical fighters. They're at their best when they're fighting. They're fighters.
Trained very hard, so I'm worried for Conor Benn. Chris Eubank Jr. is hard to get completely locked in, let's be honest. We've seen it on occasion. He is ready. He has had a fantastic camp. He is training for this properly. He's had a great camp with Jonathan Banks. He stayed in London. He's not gone anywhere. And he's ready to put on a demolition job. He really...
I think they've got too much ego to box on the back foot. I think they're going to meet each other in the middle of the ring, and it's going to be an absolute shootout. It's not just the names, it's not the story, it's not just the animosity, but it's the actual styles of the fight. It's going to be absolute mayhem from round 1. Shalom is so confident in his charge that he is willing to accept a £1 million bet offered by Ben's promoter, Eddie Hearn. He made that bet with me, Shalom said. Make sure, if you speak to him, that he sticks to it, because suddenly, he's trying to reverse out of it. If he didn't want it, I don't know why he brought it up, he made the bet.
Making for a fantastic fight, but yeah, Chris is Chris.
You know, the people's champion is Michael Watson. He always has been. You know, during our time in the 90s, he was the people's champion. So where are these people today? Stand up for him by not going along with the nonsense and the circus that's been created for this farce of a fight, which is between one fighter who is at 2 or 3.
There have been questions raised about whether such a bet is legal, as British Boxing Board of Control license holders, which Shalom and Hearn are in their capacity as promoters, aren't allowed to bet in fights they are involved in. Shalom, however, claims that he has been given the green light to go through with the wager. I've been told I can do it. We can do it. He doesn't want to do it now, but he's a big boy with a lot of money, and so he should stick to it, Shalom said. He should stick to his word and we should get it on. An 18-foot ring, theoretically, will make it harder for Eubank Jr. to box and move, as we've seen him do in recent fights, and make it easier for the explosive Benn to cut off the space in order to land big power punches. Shalom, however, believes that Eubank Jr. will meet Benn head-on Saturday.
Weights above the smaller guy. The smaller guy in Conor Benn he has had his career destroyed for one guy. Because once you go up to 160, going down to fight, then at 147, it doesn't work. These rules are in place to provide a rail for him for his career. My son coming down from 168 to 160 puts his life in danger, because I know what it is.
The best hope for Benn is that Eubank's efforts to comply with the weight restrictions leave him unnaturally drained and unable to make the most of his physical advantages. The younger man may well target an early stoppage, just as Liam Smith managed against this opponent when catching him cold back in 2023. With Eubank being taller and looking to control the distance, Benn will need to get close and busy, working the body on the inside. Though we expect him to lose the fight, he could end it having thrown more punches than his opponent. Regardless, Benn and Eubank have decided to write their names on a transgenerational legacy, and this they did in fierce fashion. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.